But these assistive tools, these co-pilots, so where you have the expert, the lawyer, using the chatbot themselves to become incrementally more efficient. These products are simply replacing the usage of ChatGPT or Gemini. So to explain what I mean and why that's important to think about from the legal AI market perspective, lawyers within a legal team, and we're hearing this every day, they are wanting to use ChatGPT or Gemini. And either it's an awkward process to go through in order to get a license. The organization has a finite number of licenses, legal get last dibs. There's some security concern as to why they can't use the license, whatever it might be. They can't input data. There are all these things that prevent them from using it today. So in lieu of that, they go to market for essentially a ChatGPT for law, which is a relatively thin wrapper, has a few additional bells and whistles. This then gives the impression of a relatively high amount of adoption of these tools, when actually if you were to compare the tool to how it is used, to how ChatGPT or Gemini is used, there's almost no difference. And therefore, a lot of the spend that we're seeing, a lot of the really inflated revenues that we're seeing for these assistive tools is just borrowing revenue from what will inevitably wind up in the pocket of Microsoft, OpenAI, or Google. It's a temporary transition period where legal teams need a chatbot. They're not allowed to use ChatGPT yet. It's not being worked through in that organization. At some point, ChatGPT Enterprise gets rolled out through their whole organization. Procurement, CFO, everyone else says, this is now the tool you're using. They churn the 1-year contract that they had of insert name of ChatGPT for lawyer. So that is an inevitable step on this road of adoption. What we're seeing in enterprise adoption of agents is that agents are only being procured to do a very specific task for the business, which is currently blocking core business activities. And they need to unblock that. They speak to a few vendors. We're one of them. They might go with someone else. There are not so many agentic vendors. In the case of them working with us, where we then see how it gets deployed, they work with us for a, let's say, 2 to 4 week period to dial in the quality of the response so that it does basically exactly what a member of the team would do or pre-existing fragmented tooling. It gets deployed into email. There's a URL that you can access it through. It's embedded into any other tool that the enterprise customer desires. They turn it on and it's just sitting there picking up requests from the business and resolving it. It's a very, very different procurement process to trying AI and procuring AI because they can't use Gemini or because you can't use ChatGPT. This does lead to very high usage that spikes on a very particular use case the product was procured for. And we actually see very, very low usage of the product on random, unexpected things because we have so optimized the product and then we further optimize the product for a given customer on these specific use cases that are challenges.